Hey guys, welcome back. If you follow the channel, you know my kids are into the 4-H archery program. They seem to be enjoying it a lot, so I figure I might as well get them a decent target to shoot at around the property here. Right now what we have is a cardboard box. It's a cardboard box that a flat screen TV came in, and we packed that full of cardboard. Nice and thick, smashed it together, put some tape around it, stuck it outside, leaned it up against a tree. That happened last fall. It sat out there over the winter. Now it's saturated. All the cardboard kind of sunk down to the bottom of it. So if you hit the top of the target, your arrow goes pink straight through into the yard behind it. Covered in duff and dirt, all the leaves and pine needles out there. Now you're hunting for your arrows. So I figure, get them a good target. What the problem with that is that good targets are expensive. The targets I'm looking at that are 4 foot by 4 foot, so they can shoot at a nice distance, those are around $300. I don't want to spend $300 on a target. I don't want to sound cheap, but $300 is a lot of money for a foam target. And no target out there is going to last forever. The more arrows you punch into it, the faster it's going to the faster it's going to wear out. So I want my kids to enjoy it. I want them to be able to shoot it all the time and not have to worry about replacing a $300 target. My idea, this purple foam board that I got at Home Depot, I think Lowe's sells it too, depending on your area. Some areas you don't need this insulation board, so they might not stock it. My Home Depot happens to stock it. It's 2 inches thick, 4 foot wide, 8 foot long. So this is about $30 a sheet. I bought 3 sheets of it, 2 inches thick. If I cut it in half, I have a 4 foot by 4 foot target that's 12 inches thick. It's pretty thick. I'm hoping that's going to stop an arrow, but I'm not quite sure. So let's get this thing cut apart, glued together, make it into a 4 foot by 4 foot by 12 inch thick target, and see how well it does. So my plan is to cut this stuff in half this way, right across the middle here. Now if you look closely, you've got little lines, 3 little lines right here. These lines are break points for this foam to break. So if you're putting it in your walls or your house, underneath something, say your floor, you've got the 24-inch line and you've got the 16-inch line. And you can break it simply by bending it there. It'll snap a clean line. It's got a little groove cut in both sides. What we want to do is avoid breaking it on those lines. So we'll measure over and get a trusty razor blade out and see if we can cut this without it breaking. I'm not thinking that this is going to have to be too perfect, because it is just an archery target. Now this part may not be too permanent. This is just a contact adhesive. I don't know how well it'll work with this foam, but we will find out. See if it'll glue this foam together. So high strength contact adhesive, not the best choice. It's just eating into this, this foam rubber, whatever this stuff is made out of. It does not like high strength contact adhesive. So we're gonna find another way to hold this all together. And I think what I'm gonna do is get some zip ties and just punch them through the corners as a temporary hold to get this target out so we can see if it's actually gonna stop an arrow at 40 pounds. When I originally glued these together, I wasn't paying attention to the cut lines. I just kind of flipped the two pieces over and glued them together. That would have lined all these cut lines up. So potentially it could crack right across one of these cut lines. The way to avoid that, since I had the opportunity to, the glue failed, I had the opportunity to remake this thing. I spun each one 90 degrees. So half of the cut lines are going vertical and half the cut lines are going horizontal. Makes it a little bit stronger. Those cut lines are going to be a weak point. As far as the copper wire, I had it laying around here. It's a quick, easy fix. It's not super secure. If you want to make it super secure, as you're getting this, or when you're getting this foam board from your home store, pick up a piece of 6 foot long all thread, something probably 1/4 inch. You can cut that into 4 pieces, get some nuts and some really big washers so those nuts don't pull through the foam, but it'll hold it nice and secure. This isn't so secure. It's going to be squeaky and, well, let's go out and shoot it and see what happens. We've got our target set up out here where we usually shoot. Got my bow. It's set up for, I think, 41 pounds the last time I measured it or had it measured. So 41-pound pull. I'm going to go back 20 yards and we're going to see, hopefully I can hit the target. I just started shooting a bow about 3 months ago, so don't expect it to be right in the middle. But as long as I hit it, we should get an idea of how well this will stop an arrow. It's not a broad tip, just a standard field tip. 20 yards, 41 pounds. They're all in about the same distance. This is a little bit further in. We'll take that one out if we can. Measuring on the side, it didn't even go through. That's a pretty good target right there. It is a little hard to get the arrows out of it. They do stick in there and that foam kind of grabs onto those arrows. So you got to use a little muscle to get them out, but it doesn't go all the way through. And it's a lot cheaper than these other targets. You can build 3 of these targets for the price of 1 of these nice 4 foot by 4 foot targets. And you can buy a lot cheaper targets online. You can get them for under $100, but they're not this big. They're more or less the little round 16-inch diameter circles. So I like something nice and big, something I can see. I don't have a backdrop here. And if you look out there, you imagine missing a target and trying to find your arrow in that. That's a pain in the butt. So this will work. I'm sure my kids will enjoy it. They are shooting a little bit less poundage than I am, so their arrows won't go so far in and hopefully won't be so hard to get out. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Until next time, go make something. Wow, those things are really stuck in there.